Hey everyone, welcome to our Tuesday evening tutorial. I'm Susan Campfield with SueStamfield.com, and you are in our Sue Stamfield Facebook group, or maybe you're watching on YouTube. I often upload these to my YouTube channel, not always. I love our group conversation and discussion that we can have while I'm doing the cards, so you can ask me questions, and I try to watch my comments as they come through so I can answer any questions that you have. How's everyone doing tonight? I hope you're doing well. It is already January 12th, and so we're going to do a little Valentine type of card tonight. I've had some requests regarding adhesive sheets and how to use them. So I thought I would make a card tonight and we would use the adhesive sheets. Hey Heather, how are you? Hey Sherry. And I wanted to just give you some tips on how to use those. So we're going to go ahead and get started here. And I'm going to get my package of adhesive sheets. So when you get the adhesive sheets, this is what they look like now. We had a previous brand before. We had the Sizzix brand of adhesive sheets. They were a little bit different than these. I'm going to show you how to use these. If you have the Sizzix ones, reach out to me, let me know. I'd be happy to show you how to use those as well. So the adhesive sheets, they come 12 by 6, and you get 12 of them in the package. And it's just basically a whole sheet of adhesives that is sandwiched through some non-sticky, it's almost like wax paper kind of stuff. So what I've got here is I have a piece that I cut down to 6 inches because I find that a little more workable. It depends on what you're doing, but usually I do find that I cut it down. So this piece is 6 by 6, and if you can see here, you've got, hey Cindy Sue, hey Cam, hey Mary, thanks for tuning in. So can you see the breaks in there? Every 2 inches there is a divider. And so what happens when I pull that, where that piece is, it comes off, and you can see that it's sticky is what I'm trying to say. Can you see that shininess, that stickiness there? And so we're going to be putting that onto our cardstock, and then we'll cut it out. And what that's going to do is for fine detailed dies, it can be hard to stick them to your project, right? So if you stick them down with liquid glue, that can get a little messy if it's really a delicate piece. And I'll show you a couple samples later on different times you would want to use this. So I'm going to go ahead and just cut this in a 2 inch by 6 inch strip. And I have my cardstock here. I've actually cut it 1/8 of an inch bigger than that so that I can I don't have to line it up right to the edge then and worry about going over and having some sticky hanging out. I like to give myself a little bit of extra room. I mean, you can just grab a scrap out of your bin and, work with that and go from there. So we're going to take this piece, and I'm just going to tear it. So I've got my 2 by 6 inch piece here, and if I peel off the backing, you'll see this is just shiny sort of wax paper type stuff. This is the super shiny side, which is the adhesive, and I'm just going to put that down onto my paper. So I've now just turned my paper into a sticky back paper. So whatever I cut or punch out of this is going to be no sound. Uh-oh. Cindy Sue can't hear me. Kathy Monroe, Kathy Kirschner, give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Cindy Sue's lost my sound, so I don't know if that's on her end or my end. And I'm not really seeing hearts. So, oh, wait, there's I got a thumbs up from somebody, so I'm hoping that you can hear me okay. So I'm going to just keep on going here. Kathy Kirschner gives me a thumbs up. She can hear me. Awesome. Cindy Sue, you might want to go out and then come back in. Of course, you can't hear me, so I can't even tell you that. you can watch the replay if that ever happens. So, so we now have our sticky piece of cardstock. So let's go ahead and make our card. We're going to use the Forever and Always bundle. That one is bundled with the Always dies. And you can see some of these are word dies. And so when I do word dies, like that would be putsy for me to sponge or dot on adhesive liquid glue to get that on my card. So it's going to be a lot easier for me if I just use the sticky back cardstock. So I've got my my love there. And let's grab our Stampin' Cut machine. You know, I could use the little one for this, but it's over across the room and I've got this one all set. So I use my big one, but know that the little mini emboss machine is available, and a small narrower die like this would fit in that just fine. So this is the Love Sentiment, and I should show you. I won't be able to see it very well now that I've got my machine here. This is the Love You Always Suite. It's on pages 10 and 11 of the new mini catalog, and it has all sorts of fun things in it. If you're taking part in Demos Galore, you're going to see some awesome samples done by Carol Baumgartner, one of my team members, with this suite. Just absolutely gorgeous. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut that out. You know what? I'm going to be super lazy. No, I'm going to be efficient. That's the... I'm going to be super efficient. So this one, what I like about this one, not only does it have the word dies, but it also has a shadow die that can go behind those. I love to layer. I find when I do, when I layer my cards, put a colored piece behind or a plain piece behind, it just makes them look so much more fancy and professional. Do you ever find that? I just feel like that really jazzes up a card just by doing those layers instead of just stamping right on white cardstock and folding it in half. I'm all about the layers. So these dies are awesome because they have those built-in layers. All right, so I think that's all I have to cut. If not, I'm not putting it too far away. So you can see I've got my little shadow love here. Did that in real red. By the way, I did not make this card ahead of time. I am just making this on the, making this on the fly. So you got to help me decide which papers I'm going to use and stuff. All right, so now we've got this one cut out. And you might say, oh my gosh, it didn't cut all the way through. You actually are going to be happier if it doesn't cut all the way through. You don't need this part to cut. You only need the top portion to cut. Because, okay, mine did cut more than I want. I find it easier to get just the words off. Mine actually did cut all the way, and I'm trying to leave the white part back in there because then it leaves this excess piece, like the inside of the O and the inside of the E are going to be left on that cardstock, and I don't have to deal with them. So here's my sticky L. So the backing stayed back there. My sticky L is right here. You know what? We don't probably need this anymore, do we? Let's put that away. And now I'm going to take my sticky L and stick it down. Right like that. And then we're going to get the rest of them, the OVE, are actually all in one piece. Again, this cut a little bit better than I wanted it to, because do you see what I'm saying? How it's a little easier if that white part stays in. And sometimes my helper does some die cutting for me. I drop off the dies in the cardstock at her house, and she cuts it for me. And she's so efficient, or she's so painstakingly accurate that she'll send it through 3 times to make sure she gets the white part cut. And I'll be like, oh, you didn't need to do that. So just know that it's okay if that backing doesn't cut, and it actually will make your life a little bit easier if it doesn't. Now you can see that V is very delicate. It was bending a little bit, but no worries. When I stick it down, it's going to go right back into place. So there we have our love. So can you see how much easier that was to stick down by using the adhesive sheets and not having to use liquid glue? You certainly could use liquid glue. I would recommend sponging it instead of squeezing it on, because you might have some oozing out if you did it that way. So we've got our love in place. Now, I want to just give a shout out to Valentine cards. I know a lot of people don't send Valentine cards. I often don't either. I would encourage all of you card makers out there to consider sending a Valentine card this year, or several, to your loved ones. You know, it's tough right now. We're not getting to see people. The vaccines are starting to roll out, but it is still going to be a while before we can be together. And I think now more than ever, we just really need to know people are thinking about us. So I would strongly encourage you to do that. We're going to do a fun fold card here. This is 8.5 by 5.5, and I'm going to score it at 2, 3, and an 1/8. I'll tell you what this fold is called, but I don't really know that it has a name. Probably does, but got off my track there. And then 5 3/8 and 6.5. Okay, so what that's going to give you is these different sections, and this one is folded a little bit different than a standard card. Sherry, you're going to send them to your kids and your grandkids and siblings. Good idea. I know I want to send one to my mom for sure. All right. Yeah, I just think this is, I think what we do right now, I'm so passionate about sending cards to people. So thank you for what you guys are doing and reaching out to people and letting them know that we care. So how I'm folding this is it's kind of almost an accordion fold, right? So this center panel is going to stay flat, and then the 2 scores next to it fold back. And then I fold it back up again. That's where that sort of accordion comes in. So the end, it looks like this. So this is a card that doesn't have a standard inside, if you will. We're used to cards that have an open and a close. This one, you're going to put your greeting on the back. Hey, Roz. Thanks for tuning in tonight, everybody. So you do want to crease this one really well with your bone folder. It's going to be awful bouncy. So what's fun about this one is you get to do a lot of decorating. So here's where I need you all to help me out. We're going to use, I've got 2 papers here, and I just need to decide which ones to use. So I've got the True Love Designer Series paper, which is from this same suite. Oh, Linda, you're addressing our swap. So my group, my Stampfield Stars group, we're doing a 1-for-1 swap, and they just got their addresses. So Linda's got her cards done, and she's ready to send them out. Awesome. I don't know if you're in any of my groups that I'm in. I hope I get to see your card. So these are the True Love paper. So I'll show you the other side. It's floral on one side and then kind of a pattern on the other. So here I just have two of the patterns, but you can see the front and back. So one option, again, you all need to help me here decide. Well, you don't need to, but you can have a vote. So we've got our cards, or our pieces of designer paper, and I'll give you the measurements here. So the center panel, which is the whitest one, is a 2" by 5 1/4, and that's going to give you that nice border around. I know, isn't it gorgeous, Kathy Olson? That black, there's something about black and white that just pops. So I'm really liking this one. I'm actually going to orientate the card this direction so that it works well with my love. And then we can do the florals here. These are both 1 3/4 by 5 1/4, so you need 2 of those. And then the skinny ones are 1" by 5 1/4. So we could do it that way with super duper floral. That's a little bit much, I think. Or we can flip it over and use that other side. I think I like that better. And then when it's closed up, you're going to see those floral pieces and the solid. The other thing that we could do is, instead of these skinny pieces, we could add a free celebration paper. Those words make me happy. Free celebration paper. Free stamps and free paper. Love it. I love my designer papers. They make me happy, even if I don't even use them all. They make me happier when I use them, but I also like to hoard them sometimes. I'll admit it. It's true. So we could do this layout. I'm having to hold it down because it wants to bounce up here. So with that little pop of red. You're mailing me one too? Oh, thank you, Linda. Kathy, let's see. Anyone have a vote on, I think that was Kathy's message from before. Yeah, the red is nice, but I think I want to go with the other look we had going. I hope you guys agree. We also can do this one, oh, I kind of like that flowery. Let's see what we think. We can do this. See, isn't it fun? You can just play around with it. You can do all sorts of different options. And you know we're going to add a little bling on this. So we can do this. We could also flip this around. Have it here. So many fun options. You like the last one with the florals on the outside? This is cute too, though, guys. This is pretty cute too. Okay, so let's go this way. I think we're gonna go. This one's a winner here. We're gonna go with this one. The last one I just did. There's such a delay on this that I don't know if I'm getting the right one here. So I'm going to go with this. If you liked a different option, that's cool. And you always have the ability to do your own, right? In fact, this particular card layout, of course, you could do with any designer paper. I have another, I got one like this in a swap. And one of my team members took the Christmas gift I sent them. The packaging had a little heart on it, and she took that off and made it into a card with using this fun fold. I'll post that in our group here so you can see that one. But I'll show you the other one I got in a swap here in a minute. And then this one, what did we decide on this one? I'm liking the flowers. Yeah, I'm going flowers, in a flowery mood. I didn't like it before, and now I like it. What is up with that? I'm changeable. I'm just changeable. I think what that means is there's not a wrong answer, right? If you like it both ways, you can't mess it up. I like these to be flowered because they're going to be the ones that kind of pop out as a surprise. So we've got it that way, and then we have our love, which of course, you know me, you know how I roll. Guess what I'm grabbing? Dimensionals, of course. I'm going to pop that on dimensionals. Now, one thing I really like about this stamp set, so I don't know about your family. My family's not super mushy, but love you, I don't, just seems to be a little more something we're more comfortable with in my family than I love you. I don't know why that's even different. It's the same sentiment, right? But I'm just going to take the word you, and I do like that they gave that as an option instead of, love you more and love you with my whole heart. Those are great. But love you is very, there's a lot of people we love, right? So it's very versatile. We're going to put that on the block here, and we'll get a little black ink. And I'm just going to stamp that on a piece of white here. A little dog hair in it. What a surprise. Now there are some little dies that I could cut this out with, but I'm going to be super lazy. And because I got a lot of samples I want to show you here, or several samples I want to show you, so I'm just going to grab a punch. Sometimes that's just faster, isn't it? Which way do I want to go? I think I want to go that way. I almost need a little Post-it note as a handle because it's... ooh, that might be too far. Yeah, it's pretty narrow. I almost needed a little Post-it note to help me hold on to that. All right. Just grab a pair of my snips here. And I'm just cutting off. I use my label punch there, the classic label. I'm just going to nip off that excess. And that's just going to go right in here. Peel these guys off, and we'll put a little mini dimensional on the back of, probably 2 mini dimensionals, the back of our U. And we're going to add a embellishment or two here, and then I'll show you how you would, where you would sign this card or write a note, since it is a little different style. So there we've got the love. Yeah, got it a little crooked. Love you right there, and then just gonna add. Got a couple options on ribbon here. I can do the black. I love this black organza. I've been using this like crazy on. Seems like I've been using it on every card right now. I don't know what that's about, but I just love the little sparkle in it. You can just, it's so simple to work with. You just knot it. It's kind of see-throughy and fancy, and it's got that little bit of sparkle. I think I'm going to go with that. The other option was red, but let's go with the fancy ribbon, okay? That's going to go right there. And then let's talk about where we would do the greeting for this card. So the greeting for this card is actually going to, so they'd open it up like that. The greeting would actually be on the back. So right here we put a 2 by 5 1/4 inch piece of white, and that's where we would stamp our sentiment. I'm going to skip that because I wanted to show you a couple more cards here. So this is that same fold, orientated a different direction, and this is with the $100 level. You get the paper and the matching stamp set. So that's another fun way to do this card. And that centerpiece, it can be orientated any way you want. It depends on, kind of how you're decorating that center panel. And then back to the adhesive sheets. That's kind of where we started from on this card, was the adhesive sheets. And I've got a couple different cards here to show you. So this is the same stamp set. This one is, that suite has some beautiful foil papers in it. So this is the other word in the set, and the always on that same black and white paper. So gorgeous. I just got this one in a swap, like literally opened it up 2 minutes before I went live here. So I don't know who made this card. Let's look and see. This was done by Becky Edson in a swap group I'm in. So again, another great use of the adhesive sheets. Hey, Jamie. Here is another. So this is is another die that's perfect to use for adhesive sheets. This one is another good use. Look at that skinny fence. So can you imagine how challenging it would be to sponge or put liquid glue on there to get it to stick on? So by using your adhesive sheets, it just is so much easier to deal with that. What do we call that? Oh my gosh, I'm blanking out. It's not a windmill. What is that? That wind thing. Oh gosh, I must be tired. But you can see how it'd be handy to have that adhesive sheet on there. And then she used the new blender brushes to do the kind of sunset there. So kind of a nice fun country card. Also by Becky Edson. Beautiful cards, Becky. And I apologize on this one. I also got this one in a swap, and it doesn't have the name on. So I apologize. I like to give people credits, and I don't have that handy. We've got 2 more cards here that also are from the leader swap that I take part in. This one is by Terry Gaines. And so this is another set in the catalog. This one is called, I got a little peek and look. It's right near the front. It's called the Lots of Hearts Stamp Set and the Many Hearts Dies. So she used the Many Hearts Dies, and you can see how that would be a perfect application for adhesive sheets for this super detailed floral part of this heart. And so that one was by Terry. And then this one was by my own Kelly Burkhart. She's a member of my team. And she used that very same die. And can you see how the adhesive sheets helped adhere that quickly and easily to the card? So, of course, she used that same great paper, and I love her layout here with the panels and layered on the stitched rectangle, scalloped rectangle back there. Super cute card, Kelly. So excited. I got a whole bag full of these cards, and I go look at them after our video. So this is a fun fold card. I hope you give this one a try. Again, you can do it with, any papers, and it's fun to use all sorts of different papers from your set. And I'm full disclosure, I'm going to be adding some rhinestones to this because, I mean, gosh, can you do a Valentine card, a love card, and not add rhinestones? It seems so wrong, right? It seems so wrong. We want to add some extra love and extra bling. Aha! I had to look no farther than my front. Okay, so I'll just add one quick while you guys are still here, right? I might add more after you're gone. I'm not going to commit to not adding more bling because, you can never have too much bling, right? All right, thanks so much for joining me tonight. Have a great evening, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.